Argenti is going to be releasing in version 1.5 of Honkai Star Rail, and thanks to the 1.5 live stream, we finally do know what his kit is going to look like. So today, I'm going to be breaking down Argenti's kit and showing how much value he can give to players based on what he's able to provide for them and what he's able to do in his kit. So, starting out here with his skill, with him being an Erudition character, he does damage to all enemies, which is something I'm very happy about, because I feel like a lot of Erudition characters only deal damage for the most part to one enemy and then adjacent enemies, which, has always confused me a bit, because Erudition is supposed to be like the AoE, like multi-target kind of path, and sure, they are technically hitting multiple targets with adjacent, targeting, but I feel like Erudition, with the way, destruction characters can hit adjacent targets and all that stuff, I feel like to really set them apart and really give them a better niche than what they have right now, I do think that Erudition characters attacking all enemies is going to be very strong for them. So I do like that they're doing that with Argenti, and I hope to see that for future Erudition characters. Then, for Argenti's ultimate, he has a very unique ultimate where there's two different, ultimates you can use with him based on the amount of energy that you decide to use in the ultimate. So if you use his ultimate with just a little bit of energy, he will, he'll deal, the typical amount of damage to all enemies. And then if you use all of his energy, then he'll deal an even greater amount of damage to all enemies. And then for one random enemy, he'll deal additional damage to them as well. So it'll definitely be interesting to test around with that ultimate to see what the damage difference is going to be between the two of them. And, it kind of reminds me of how you can choose the different the enhanced skills for Imbiber Lunae. Based on how many skill points you want to use. It's kind of like a similar thing, but instead of skill points, it's with energy, which I think is really good. And, depending on the difference between them, I'm sure, Argenti might be played in different ways to where, like, you could probably kind of spam the, smaller ult if it does enough damage for it to be worthwhile. But yeah, we'll have to see once he's out and once we're able to test out those numbers and whatnot. Then, for Argenti's talent, he will he'll regenerate energy, and also get stacks of self-cultivation to increase his crit rate. Now, I don't believe they said when he'll regenerate energy. I assume it's going to be probably just extra energy regeneration based on when he uses like his skill or his ultimate or something, which definitely is really good for the way his ultimate works, because if using the smaller energy consumption for the ult, like consecutively, ends up being more valuable than using his full energy ult, then I do think running like a decent energy recharge Argenti would probably be your best bet to continuously use the ult, continuously deal damage to all enemies. I think that's going to be really solid for him. And then, for Argenti's technique, he puts enemies in a dazed state, which makes them unable to attack you, and whenever you enter combat against an enemy that is dazed, it'll regenerate energy, as well as deal physical damage to all the enemies on the field, which is very strong, for sure. Especially, the energy stuff. So I do like that his kit is focused a lot around his energy. Because at first, when they first talked about the skill, I was kind of surprised that there was no, additional effect on it or anything like that. But once they got into the ultimate and talent and everything else, noticing that Argenti's main thing is his energy buildup, I definitely think it's really cool that you're able to choose how much energy you use. And, once again, I am very interested to see if using the smaller amount of energy for the ult and using that more consecutively as opposed to fully charging your ult every time, if that does end up being more valuable and does enough damage for it to be better to use that overall, or more consistent to use it. But yeah, I do think Argenti overall as a DPS character, I think he's going to be very strong, and it's really good that he doesn't seem to have any glaring weaknesses about him, which is especially good because our only other Erudition limited 5-star is Tingyun, and as we all know, Tingyun does have some glaring weaknesses. Not as much now as he did when he first released, because he does have some characters at his disposal now that can help him out a little bit, but he still does suffer from certain weaknesses still. But seeing that Argenti seems to just be able to function as we would expect an Erudition character to function, I do think that he's going to perform extremely well. Now, is he gonna power creep, you know, the best DPSs like Imbibitor, Lune, and Jingliu? I'm not sure. It depends on how much damage he's gonna be able to do. But I do know that Argenti is gonna be valuable for players, especially players who want to build a character that can hit multiple enemies, since he does attack all enemies with his skill and ultimate. So that is also going to be very valuable as well. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you all think about Argenti. If you enjoyed and haven't already, definitely be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all next time.